So enough with the fun banter. Now it's time to get down to business. Welcome on board, everyone. Again, if you're just coming on board, my name is Dave DeBow, and it is my pleasure tonight to introduce you to our presenter. And our presenter is Trevor Fulgering, and Trevor is a professional wellness and health and weight loss coach and professional. And you know what? He's been involved in the field for a long time. In fact, we were just talking before we opened up the call here that Trevor's actually been doing this stuff professionally for 20 years. So congratulations, Trevor. Happy anniversary. You don't look that old, dude. What did you do? You started when you're 4 or 5 years old, or what's going on?
I'm actually almost, my 40th birthday is in May. So
that's awesome.
I'm getting up there. I'm getting up there.
You got no sympathy from me, my friend. So anyhow, just to give you guys a little bit of background about how this call came about. As you can see by looking at me in all my glory, I'm not at my slimmest self right now. In fact, I've been battling the bulge myself on and off pretty much. Actually, if I think back to it, probably, well, you know what? We were talking about this, Trevor. I was actually a chubby kid too for a while, not super fat, but chubby. And then went through adolescence, got rid of that for a while, and 20s were a happy time. But, you know, it seems like ever since 30, it's been a battle of the bulge. And I come from a family of overweight and obese people. I was a skinny guy for the longest time. That's gone out the window. And it just seems like I've been on this roller coaster ride of diets and different things and losing weight and gaining weight back and getting whipped into shape for a while and then falling off the wagon and then getting back on the wagon. And I tell you, in the last, I can really tell the difference in the last 4 or 5 years, it is getting harder and harder for me to lose the weight and easier for me to keep it on and pack more on. And it's quite frankly, I'm getting fed up with it. I'm sick and tired of, you know, being a 5'8" guy that's weighing enough to be 6'8". You know, that should be about my ideal height right about now. It's one of those things where at my age, I'm actually starting to see friends and acquaintances getting knocked off by things like heart attacks and starting to come down with things like diabetes and, you know, different health problems, a lot of which are related to obesity. Yeah. I've got a family history of it. Pretty much, as far as I can tell, all of my grandparents were overweight or obese when they passed away, or at least they were. That led them to passing away earlier than they probably should have. Yeah, so it's one of those things. I'm looking at it as being a time bomb for myself, and I've always preached to people, if you need help, go find somebody who knows what the hell they're doing and get help from that person instead of trying to do it on your own. And I've done that in many, many different areas, but I haven't really done that with my health. And it finally got to the point where you said, you know what, this is ridiculous. And Trevor and I have known each other for quite some time. I can't remember exactly how we first got connected, but Trevor, I think at some point you signed up for one of my real estate programs 10 or 15 years ago, or God knows when, a while ago. Anyhow, we've kind of gone back and forth with the whole Facebook thing. I kind of saw what Trevor was doing, and I saw he was, you know, doing something interesting with health and wellness and losing weight. So before Christmas, I reached out to Trevor and booked a consultation with him. And he took me through the whole process, and he said, okay, Dave, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10 in motivation for losing weight? And I said, well, quite frankly, at this point, I'm probably at a 6 or a 7, because I know I've got a trip to Cuba coming up. Plus, I got Christmas coming up and New Year's coming up. And quite frankly, I'm a weak man, and I'm going to, you know, indulge. So I'm going to be ready to go after Christmas, after New Year's. And then we got talking and thinking, and I thought, you know what? You know, I hate, as much as I hate New Year's resolutions, because I think you should make a change anytime that it makes sense for you. This is the time that most of us are thinking about making changes. And I thought, you know what? If I want to be making a change with my health and my diet and losing weight and keeping it off, chances are, just statistically, there are a bunch of other people who want to do the same thing. So why not maybe create a bit of a group and do this together? So that's how this all came about. I think Trevor is the right guy to be leading us along this path. And I'm just very, very pleased to have you on the call. And you guys, just to let you know how this is going to work. So Trevor's going to be doing his presentation tonight. Please, please, please feel completely comfortable and at ease with asking questions. The way you ask questions is just type them in the question box. And then what I'll do is at the end of the presentation, I will go through the questions and ask them on your behalf for Trevor. Okay. And don't be shy, right? So, I mean, Trevor's very, very experienced with this kind of stuff. Chances are you've already heard a few things about, the keto diet and that sort of thing. So feel free to ask any questions that you might have during the process. So Trevor, I'm going to jump off I'm going to be on the call, but I'm going to jump off the video, let people focus on you, and I'll let you take things away. Shall we do that?
Sounds great. Yeah, absolutely. I'm ready to rock and roll here. Ready to give some good education and start this off the right way. So do you want me to turn off my webcam, or would you like my... Actually,
what do you feel more comfortable with, my friend?
I'll just turn it off right now.
Okay, well, and we'll jump back on the cameras at the end of the presentation.
Yeah,
okay?
Absolutely, for sure. All right, fantastic. Fantastic. All right, so I'm so super excited to present this to you, everybody. I hope that you guys are going to get some amazing information here, because this is what this is all about. I really want to instill in you that this is a lifestyle and it's not just another quote-unquote diet, right? In 2019, this is the year that you're really going to quote-unquote stop dieting, okay? So Dave has already explained a little bit about who I am and how I can help you. This is me in my kitchen. So yes, I am throwing an avocado in the air. This is my real kitchen. I just took this photo just kind of for fun, and as you can see, there's some interesting props there: olive oil, eggs, hemp hearts is something in there too. I thought this would be a really cool way just to start kind of the webinar, because I really want to make sure that you guys know that I'm super serious about my profession, and I really want to help you guys achieve the health and wellness that you truly deserve. So the keto combination, this is going to be talking about a 5-step body transformation system that's going to help you shed weight without the need to cut calories or deprive yourself of food. Now, this is the biggest thing when it comes to weight loss, is we've all been taught this really a lot of misinformation. The misinformation is about, hey, if you want to lose weight, you have to cut calories, right? You have to move more, cut calories. What's the biggest thing that Oprah said back in the 1990s? Do you guys remember? If you guys remember, type it in the chat box. This is the biggest thing, is the biggest misinformation is, hey, I have to move more and I've got to cut my calories way down. That's really going to really be a detriment when it comes to your health and wellness. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But first, I want to say that you guys are here for a reason. You guys are all here for a very, very special reason. You want to really be able to lose the weight in 2019 without dieting or restricting calories. Who wants to eat rabbit food all the time, right? Like, not me. I don't want to live on salads and all this kind of stuff. I want real food. So I'm going to teach you the ways that you can actually lose the body fat without dieting or without restricting calories. Now, because restricting calories causes a lot of different pains in the body, emotional and psychological pains, as well as metabolic dysfunction. So I'm going to be talking about that throughout the webinar today here as well. You're also here for another really special reason, and you know that there's a better way to lose body fat, and we all want to understand what that is. Again, Google can give you some amazing information, but when you Google weight loss and how to lose weight in 2019, you're going to get a million different search results, right? And we want to know that there is a better way to lose body fat than just starving ourselves. Okay, you're also here for another special reason. You want to have the body and health that will allow you to live a high energy life and play the game of life at a higher level. Now, I don't know all of the audience here. Obviously, I don't know any of you on a personal level, but I know that you are all into real estate and you want to make money and you want to make that difference. And Dave, at the beginning of the call, alluded to the fact that health and wellness should become your priority, right? Because if it's a priority, you're going to play the game at a higher level and play the game of life at a higher level. And if you make this the priority in 2019, your business will increase, you'll make more money, you'll have better relationships with yourself and with other people in your life, and you'll be better overall. You'll have a better life, a better existence. You're also here for another amazing reason. You want to live the great life and create an abundance of health and wellness that propels you to success. So again, taking care of your health is number one when it comes to wellness and when it comes to abundance. If you want to really create an abundant life, it really makes sense to focus in on your health first, because you don't want to be the richest man in the graveyard, right? If you aren't taking care of your body and health, all the money that you make in the world really doesn't matter, right? Because you're either going to be sick or you're not going to feel good. You're not going to be able to give to your clients, right? You won't be able to just feel and be at your best. Okay, so when I talk about health and wellness and I talk about living at your best, all of this is really possible for you. Okay, it's 100% possible for you. You can achieve your health and wellness goals, no matter if you failed before in the past. Let's say you went on a diet in 2018 and it just didn't turn out the way you really wanted to, right? Maybe you lost some weight and then you regained it back. Well, I'm here to tell you that the past does not equal the future, right? On this webinar today, I'm going to teach you the exact way where you can lose body fat without starving yourself, without restricting your calories, and I'm going to let you know that it's 100% possible for you. You can absolutely change the way you feel and look with what I'm going to be teaching you today. So let's quickly go over what we're going to be learning in the next 60 minutes. Okay, so the first thing is I'm going to tell you the real way to lose weight safely without restricting calories or going on some strange, crazy fad diets. So no more cabbage soup diets for you, no more banana diets, or I know there's some crazy diets out there. Hey, if you guys have heard of some crazy diets, type them in the chat box there. I'd love to kind of see what's out there. I know that there's some different diets out there. I hate
I've partaken of cabbage soup a few times myself.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, like we don't want to do that. The thing with diets is they cause a lot of emotional pain in the body, especially when it comes to your mind. Like who wants to really like eat the same thing, the bland same thing every single day, and you get so sick of it you want to like throw up, right? It just doesn't make sense for a psychological perspective or a physiological perspective. I'm also going to teach you how to lose weight simply by switching the type of foods that you eat, not the amount. And this is really the huge, huge secret that I'm going to be delving into. I'm going to be teaching you that it's not calories, it's something completely different that we should be focusing in on. I'm also going to give you the formula for weight loss, which is hormone control and manipulation. This is something that doesn't get talked about a lot within the weight loss community. A lot of us, have been taught that, we need to cut calories, we need to exercise until we're blue in the face, and that we're, spend 3 hours in the gym. But it's not about that. Honestly, that's a really broken model. It's all about hormone control and manipulating the hormones in your body. I'm going to teach you how to switch your body into a fat-burning state known as ketogenesis or ketosis. Now, keto is like the hot thing right now. It's been hot for like 2 or 3 years. And I'm going to explain how I got into ketogenesis in a second here, or how I developed my knowledge of keto. But I'm going to tell you that this is one of the best ways that you can actually lose the body fat. Keto is one of the most powerful things that you can do for your body. And if you do it correctly, you can actually see amazing transformational results within 2 or 3 weeks. It is a fantastic way for your body to operate under. So again, here's me in my kitchen. So say hello to olive oil and eggs and avocado again. Now here, my promise to you today, guys, is I'm going to show you the system that helps you create the body and health that you can actually feel proud of. without dieting or starving the body. So there is a specific way to do this, okay? So again, going back to my example with Google, if you Google keto and weight loss, you're going to get thousands of different, not even thousands, you're going to get millions of different hits and results. And a lot of the results that you're going to get is misinformation, right? Because it's not meant for your body, and it's somebody else's opinion of what keto is or isn't. So there's a lot of misinformation about what the ketogenic lifestyle is all about. And I'm going to call that a lifestyle because that's what it really is. It's not a diet. When you undertake the ketogenic lifestyle, you are not dieting. Okay, this is not a diet. This is a lifestyle that you are going to love doing, and you're going to hopefully do it for the rest of your life, and you're going to teach others around you, to teach the people that you love and that you want to help live for a long time. You're going to teach them about this lifestyle as well, so that we can help spread the keto word, because this lifestyle it's going to change the world. Like, this is really one of the amazing things that I've discovered about the human body that can really make a profound difference within your life. So let's move on. So what I want to say before I move on to any other information is your weight loss success or lack thereof is predicted on you making a decision. Okay, because I can coach you and I can tell you all of these amazing things about keto and how to get your body into nutritional ketosis and how to lose body fat and all these great things. But it really doesn't matter unless you make the decision to implement that knowledge, right? Because really, if you don't implement that knowledge, it's really wasted knowledge, isn't it? So my hope and wish for you guys after this webinar is you take action. And it may not be with me, but if it is with me, that's amazing. But what I hope for you guys to do is to start to take some action on your health and weight loss, goals. Okay, make that decision. Whatever that decision is for you, just make the decision and go for it 100%. All right, so let's delve into the information here. So the one thing you guys need to know is that you've been trying to lose weight on a broken model. Let me repeat that again. You've been trying to lose weight with a broken model. Cutting calories and exercising until you're blue in the face is a broken model. It doesn't work long term. Now, in the short term, it may work. You may, go on a calorie restricted lifestyle or a diet and exercise, 5 days a week and see some results. You may see 5, 10, 15 pounds lost. But over the long term, studies have shown that this is the worst way to lose body fat. It is the worst way, because motivation and willpower can only get you so far. Can only get you so far. You need to have a different strategy in order to lose the body fat that you really want. I'm going to kind of go back to Dave's scenario here, because when Dave was talking at the beginning, he was saying that he's tried it, he's done it over the years, he's lost weight, gained weight, lost weight, gained weight. And it's because he's been working on a broken model. Essentially, the model that he's working on with weight loss doesn't work, right? And that's why so many people are frustrated with the process of losing weight, because the model that they're using is outdated. It's antiquated. It doesn't work. Studies have proved it does not work. So there are really exactly 5 steps that you need to know that will help you lose the weight forever. And when I say forever, I really mean it. Like, you're not going to yo-yo diet and go back and forth and lose 10 pounds and gain 10 pounds and lose 15 pounds and then gain it all back or more. You're going to lose the weight forever. You're going to get your body to the point where it's going to be a lean, mean, fat-burning machine. I absolutely love that saying, because you can get your body into that state really easily through keto. You're going to be a lean, mean, fat-burning machine, my friends. So I'm going to walk you through the exact steps, and I'm going to show you how to apply those steps tonight, all right? So let's get ready. Let's dive into this. But first, before we do this, I want to talk a little bit about myself and who I am, because Dave did introduce me a little bit, but I just want to kind of go through a few things. So again, my name is Trevor. I'm the leading expert for individuals who want to lose body fat safely and efficiently. I'm the founder of the Keto Solution. So this is my business where I run I've been doing this for 20 years. I've been exclusively keto since 2015. I'm the authoritative thought leader when it comes to the ketogenic movement. Been featured in different public wellness and health publications like Straight Up Wellness and other podcasts. So I do have experience with this. So I'm hoping that you guys will put your trust in me. And when I talk about this, you guys are going to know exactly how to achieve your health and wellness goals. And I just want to let you know, like, I'm just a regular individual. I'm not special. You know, I don't have some special powers or superpowers to make my body look like this. This is me back in 2016. I completed essentially a 6-month body transformation using the keto lifestyle, the high-fat, low-carb lifestyle that we're going to be talking about today. And I essentially started off chubby. Back in the end of 2015, I stopped training, and you know, my wife is she has a Ukrainian family, and we have lots of food during Christmas, and I kind of went off the deep end there in 2015 and ate a lot of pierogies and a lot of cabbage rolls and too many carbs and gained too much weight. I looked in the mirror and I thought, man, Trevor, you really need to do something about this. And maybe this is where you guys are right now. You're looking in the mirror and you're just like, man, I just need to do something about this, right? So when I decided to, I heard about, and I've been doing high fat, low carb for a long time, like when I was bodybuilding, but I really wanted to experiment myself on doing super high fat, like 70 to 80% of my calories coming from fat. So that's what I started doing. In the end of December of 2015, I embarked on that. In 3 months, I lost 35 pounds. I went from, I believe it was around 228 down to around 190, so 195. And then in March, I started another 3-month cut, essentially trying to get as lean as possible using the ketogenic principles that I'm going to talk about tonight. And this is the result. This is the after picture, June 2016. This was the picture that was taken. So yeah, very lean, and this was all done through keto. Now, of course, if you don't have, like, there's women on the call, obviously there's men on the call, so you will be able to lose body fat. For the men, you can get this lean. For the women on the call, if there's women on the call here tonight, you can obviously lose body fat, but you do not necessarily have to get this lean. All right, so this is just an example of what can happen on the keto lifestyle. I've learned and implemented the steps that I'm going to be teaching you today. So we're going to do the exact same thing today. I'm going to teach you exactly what I know. Okay, so let's delve into it. The 5-step keto body transformation system. Who's excited here to learn with me tonight? Please type yes in the chat box to get this going. Everybody, let's start getting this webinar interactive. Who's excited here? Type in yes.
I'm excited. Charmaine's excited.
Awesome.
If you're excited, guys, go ahead. Let's hear a little love for Trevor here. Type something in the chat box, the question box. Lori's excited. Matthew, a capital yes. My cousin Aaron, a big yay.
Fantastic.
All right, we're ready to go, buddy. Pitter patter.
I love it. Okay, let's get this party going. All right. So secret number 1, which I've been talking about all along here, cutting calories does not work for weight loss. Okay, it does not work for weight loss. And really, when it comes down to it, cutting calories, what this all equates to is how much willpower do you have? How much motivation do you have to actually cut those calories down to 1,200 or 1,400 or whatever it is that you're trying to maintain? Cutting calories is very, very difficult on the body. It's very hard to maintain long term, and it causes a lot of emotional pain. Like, who here has done that to themselves? Like, who has cut their calories down and tried to lose weight? Right? I know you guys have, and it's very hard on the metabolic system. Now, when I talk about metabolism, let me just clarify what metabolism means, because again, a lot of this is misinformation. And metabolism essentially means all the chemical reactions that happen within the body. So when we cut down our calories, you're essentially reducing your fat burning efficiency. Right? So if you're trying to lose body fat or use your own body fat for energy and you cut your calories down to 1,200, you're essentially slowing all the chemical processes in your body, which is including fat burning. It includes fat burning. So that's why when you cut your calories down to 1,200 or whatever it is, whatever that number is for you, 1,200 for women or maybe it's 1,500 for men, it really causes a lot of metabolic dysfunction within our bodies. And if you do this long enough, you're going to get a lot of health complications. like slower thyroid is one of them, right? You're really going to mess up your thyroid and cause a lot of different metabolic trouble, if you will. Okay, so that's the biggest thing I want to get across to you guys today on this slide, is that one, cutting calories can only get you so far, because willpower, again, is fickle. Your motivation and willpower will not last you that long, and eventually your body's going to rebel, and it's going to be like, hey, like, give me some food, right? Give me some substance here. I can't live like this, right? Your mind is going to tell your body that. Your mind is one of the strongest things that will stop your body from losing body fat. So if you're cutting your calories down and you're doing this for a long term, eventually your mind is going to rebel against you, and then you're going to binge. And that binging sometimes is not fun, right? I mean, you're like, give me the chocolate, give me whatever, give me something. I just need more calories, right? And eventually what happens is, you're going to regain the weight back, and it's known as yo-yo dieting, and it's something that, again, is pretty prevalent within our society. People are now understanding a little bit more about weight loss, so it's not as prevalent anymore, but people are still doing it. They're still, doing the yo-yo dieting, like losing 10 pounds and then gaining, 10 or 15 pounds back, right, and going up and down like a yo-yo. So that's something that we don't want to do anymore. We really want to stop that. So stop eating less. Now we want to change the type of food, not the amount. Okay, so that's the biggest thing. We want to change the type of food, not the amount. So you can actually eat the same amount of calories. You just have to change the type of food that you're eating. And I'm going to get into that in the next few minutes here. When you change the type of food that you eat, you can manipulate the powerful hormones in the body that will allow the body to start releasing body fat for energy. So when it all boils down to is hormone manipulation. So changing the type of foods that you can eat will change your hormones and will allow your body to lose or use its own body fat for energy. So secret number 2, controlling the hormone insulin. This is huge. Insulin is one of those most powerful hormones that we can control within our body, and it's all done by what we eat. So I'm going to talk about insulin for a second and what it is. Insulin really is the most powerful hormone in the body. So it can really tell the body to do a lot of different things. Now I'm going to first talk about what happens when we eat carbohydrates. Okay, because I think this is really important, especially when it comes to the ketogenic lifestyle. So when you eat a carbohydrate, what happens is it breaks down into glucose. So glucose is the body's most simplest energy that it can use to power the cells, to power the mitochondria in the cells. Okay, now when you eat a carbohydrate, it gets broken down into glucose. Your body releases a hormone called insulin from the pancreas, and it's made within the pancreas. And that powerful hormone it can tell the body to do certain things. One, it can tell the body to use the glucose for energy right away, okay, which usually happens when we eat carbohydrates right away. Or it can tell the body to store carbohydrates as glycogen in the muscle or the liver, okay, so stored energy within the muscle or the liver. Or it can tell the body to store to store glucose as body fat. Okay, so if you have too much glucose in your bloodstream for too long of a time, your body is going to take insulin is going to tell the body to take glucose, push it to the liver where it's converted into triglycerides, and those triglycerides will get stored as body fat. So do you see how powerful this hormone is? This hormone insulin is so powerful. It's going to tell your body to store excess glucose as body fat. So the key in losing body fat is to keep insulin levels low. Okay, to keep insulin levels low. Because if you just cut calories, you may not be able to do that. You probably will not keep insulin levels low because you're still going to be eating foods that spike insulin levels. Right? This is why it's so important not to just look at the amount of calories, but the type of calories that you're eating, right? Because every calorie is not the same. Different calories affect the body differently. So two types of different foods will affect the body differently. A classic example is chocolate cake versus broccoli. I mean, you can have 200 calories of chocolate cake and 200 calories of broccoli, and they're going to affect the body differently, right? So cutting calories will not help reduce your insulin levels. They may to a point, but have we all heard of those 100-calorie snack packs, right? That, you know, you have the Oreo cookies or whatever, and they're 100 calories, so you're okay to eat those because they're only 100 calories. Well, guess what? They spike your insulin levels like crazy. And that spike will drive those calories, the excess glucose, into your body fat stores. Who's with me on this? Who here understands what I said? Can you guys give me a thumbs up or a yes, or yes, this makes sense?
Yeah, we got some yeses coming in.
Okay, good. Okay, yes. Excellent. Fantastic. It's so important that yeah, absolutely. It's so important to realize that insulin is probably the most important hormone that you need to control within the human body. Insulin can promote fat burning. So really, when you look at insulin, low levels of insulin throughout the day allows the body to switch into ketogenesis. Okay, so the lower your insulin levels go, the easier your body can convert fat into energy, which is known as ketosis. And ketosis is the body's secondary fuel system. Okay, so when your insulin levels are low, ketones are actually produced from your body fat stores. And ketones are actually a very amazing molecule that your body can actually use as energy. So they essentially replace glucose. Now listen, guys, we do not need glucose in the body. There's only one cell that needs glucose. Can anybody guess what that cell is? I don't know if there's anybody that's familiar with the keto lifestyle, but there's only one cell in our body that needs glucose. Can anybody guess? Can anybody put a guess in the chat box there for me? No one? No one? No one? Oh, no one? Okay. Red blood cells are the only cell in the body that needs glucose. Every single other cell and organ in the body does not rely 100% on glucose. It can be fed through ketone production. So this is why it's so important to realize that, hey, you don't need carbohydrates to survive, right? You do not need carbohydrates to survive. When you produce ketones from the body fat store, your body will thrive. Okay, so this fuel system is only activated when insulin levels are low and we manipulate the type of foods that we eat. So I want to talk about an amazing testimonial. Her name is Wendy Periard, and she was one of my clients for a 21-day keto challenge that I did back in the summer. She was a type 2 diabetic had a very high blood sugar level of between 14 and 16. Now I talked to her about this, and she wanted to actually reduce her blood sugar levels through keto and lose some body fat. So I worked with her for 3 months, and she did amazing.
Sorry, Trevor, if you don't mind. What is normal?
Okay, great question. Very great question, Dave. Absolutely. So normal blood sugar levels for most individuals, if you're healthy and you're functioning, is anywhere between 4 to 5.5 millimoles per liter of blood. That's glucose levels. Okay, now her
was 16, is that correct?
It was 14 to 16, so she was almost triple to quadruple the normal rate of glucose in her bloodstream.
Okay.
Right now, having a high level of glucose, being type 2 diabetic is dangerous. Like, it is absolutely one of the biggest epidemics that we're facing right now in Canadian culture. There's a lot of people that have type 2 diabetic that don't even know it, that are undiagnosed. So again, this is a whole nother topic, but I worked with Wendy for 3 weeks, and within the 3 weeks, she lost 13 pounds along with her husband, who lost 14 pounds. And she went from, which is amazing, from 14 right down to, I think, around 4.2. She was averaging around 4.2 to 5.3. So she had essentially reversed her insulin resistance within a 3-week period. Right? So insulin resistance is essentially when your body cannot uptake glucose, or when your cells cannot uptake glucose, and then your blood sugar levels drive up. So she was very insulin resistant, but within 3 weeks, she essentially had reversed that, and her cells were now uptaking glucose properly. And she had gotten off the meds after that as well. So just an amazing story about what can really happen when we have these ketones in our bloodstream. We can really delve into the ketogenic lifestyle. It's a fantastic way to live. All right, so let's move on to secret number 3, increasing the fat-burning hormone glucagon. All right, so this isn't, again, not a very well-known hormone in the body. Again, a lot of people in the weight loss circles or weight loss professionals, they don't talk about this hormone. So glucagon, like what the heck is glucagon? Well, essentially, glucagon is a very powerful catabolic hormone that is released from the pancreas when insulin levels are low. All right? So essentially, you have 2 hormones that are being released within the pancreas. Now, it depends on what type of foods that you're eating that stimulate each hormone, but essentially, if you're on a keto lifestyle, you're going to reduce insulin levels, and then what's going to happen is your pancreas is going to release this catabolic hormone called glucagon. And glucagon will actually tell the liver to start releasing fat molecules from fat stores to be used as energy. Okay, now this hormone, again, it's catabolic. So what this really means is that actually it catabolizes fat stores. So a lot of people, when they think about catabolism or catabolic, they think about burning muscle, right? But the funny and the very interesting thing is that muscle, there's no receptor sites for glucagon in the muscle. So you're not going to be burning or breaking down your own muscle when you're in the keto lifestyle or when you're doing a ketogenic lifestyle. You're actually going to be, your body's going to be releasing body fat because as your insulin levels start to lower, glucagon will increase. And it always works in opposition of insulin. So you can never have high insulin and high glucagon levels. That will never happen. They always work in opposition. If insulin levels are high, glucagon is low. If insulin levels are low, glucagon is high. Okay, so if that makes sense, that is exactly how it works. So glucagon is the main driver of ketogenesis. So it's the hormone that's responsible for telling the body to start to use your own body fat for energy. It essentially tells the body to get into a fat burning state. So when we're trying to lose weight in 2019, glucagon is the hormone that we want to focus in on. It's the driver. It's the one that really gets us into that fat burning state. Again, when insulin levels are high and glucagon is low, you will store body fat. So this is the issue when it comes to gaining weight at a very fast pace. It's because insulin levels are driven up so high by the amount of carbohydrates that we eat each and every day, and glucagon gets suppressed. So essentially, insulin is like, it's a runaway. It runs into the body and says, hey, store all this extra glucose as body fat, right? And glucagon has no say in what's going on in the body. Right now, the opposite can happen. When we get into a ketogenic lifestyle, we can drive insulin levels down, and we can tell glucagon, or the body can tell glucagon to start releasing body fat. So when glucagon is high, you will lose body fat. Right? So ideally, what we need to do is we need to suppress the insulin levels by reducing the amount of starches or carbohydrates that we eat, which will help glucagon levels increase and help us lose the body fat. So again, this switches the body into ketogenesis. We have 2 metabolic pathways that we can run in. We have glycolysis and we have ketogenesis. Glucagon and the type of food that you're going to be eating will actually be one of the key components to get your bodies to switch metabolic pathways into ketogenesis. All right, so I've given you guys a lot of information in the first 30 minutes. I just want to take a little breather, grab some water, and if you guys have any questions, please type them into the chat box right now. Dave, does this make sense to you?
Makes sense to me, my friend. Yep. Okay, you guys, if you got any questions that have been coming up, Charmaine, I'm not sure if that already kind of answered your question about does keto help people with their diabetes? Let me know if you. Charmaine says yes. Okay, that's great.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, cool. So if there's no questions, I'm gonna run forward because I don't want to keep us over time. Yeah. So really, hormone manipulation is the biggest secret that no one talks about. So if we can manipulate your hormones in your body simply by changing the type of foods that you eat, then you're going to have major weight loss success. All right, so keep that in the back of your mind as we run through the rest of this presentation. Hormone manipulation. So I want to talk about another testimonial here. Her name is Kristen Q. I'm not going to give her last name here, but she had an amazing breakthrough when it came to the ketogenic lifestyle. Me and Kristen connected through Facebook, one of our keto Facebook groups that she was in, and she was doing the exact same thing that I talked about during the beginning of the presentation. She was really cutting her calories down quite low and really was having a tough time. She was really frustrated. She wasn't losing weight. She was trying all these new keto things that were coming into the market, different keto supplements, and she just wasn't having a really good time with keto. She wasn't losing any body fat. And I did a consultation with her and talked about, what's happening with her health and all this kind of stuff and the food that she was eating. And I found out that she was really cutting her calories down extremely low. So essentially what I did for her was I tweaked her meal plan quite a bit for her. And started to manipulate her hormones and started to drive her glucose levels down, which helped increase her ketone levels. Essentially, her body was able to use her body fat because she wasn't starving the body, and the insulin levels were coming down. Her glucose levels were coming down. So essentially, I created a dairy-free keto meal plan for her, and I kept things super interesting throughout the week and did coaching calls with her and made sure that she was on track. And within 12 weeks, she lost 25 pounds. So this is one of my, she's an amazing person, and it was fantastic to work with her. And she definitely turned it around for sure. And she eats way more than 1,200 calories now, and she knows exactly how to manipulate the type of foods that she's eating so that she can really, be on the fast track when it comes to weight loss. So really, when it comes to this keto lifestyle, again, just want to reiterate that this can be 100% possible for you. Okay, this, again, Kristen and Wendy and myself, we're not special people. Like, we don't, possess special superpowers. This is possible. You just have to learn what works, right? And again, what works is not cutting calories, right? That's what not works. But what we want to do is we want to manipulate the hormones within our body. So quick recap. First and foremost, secret number 1, stop cutting calories. Secret number 2, lower insulin levels. And secret number 3, increase glucagon production within the pancreas. All right, secret number 4, fall in love with the F word. And I don't mean that word F word. I know you guys are all thinking that the dirty F word. But what I'm thinking of is the F word that I've fallen in love with over the past 3 years is fat. F-A-T. We need to eat more fat. And unfortunately, dietary fat is really the forgotten fuel. It's really gotten a bad rap over the last, I would say, since the 1950s, 1960s, when a scientist named Ancel Keys did a scientific study that essentially stated that dietary fat causes heart disease and high cholesterol levels, which essentially is a lie. I'm not really going to go into that study because you guys can, you Google Ancel Keys' 7-country study, and you guys can see the results. But essentially, his study was bogus. There was no correlation between eating a diet that's high in fat and heart disease and high cholesterol levels. And that's where the fear of fats all really started from. It was really that study, it was really that scientist, Ancel Keys, who really perpetuated the fact that dietary fat is bad and we should all go on low-fat diets and eat lots of carbs. Okay, so when you think of dietary fat, I want you to think of fat as your friend and something that dietary fat will actually help you lose body fat and not hinder your weight loss progress. Dietary fat is the most powerful food that you can actually eat to help you lose body fat. Now, the biggest thing with dietary fat is that it has no effect on insulin levels. So you could eat 100 calories, or say 100 grams of dietary fat, and it's not going to affect insulin levels. And therefore, if your insulin levels are low, your glucagon levels will rise. Okay, now contrast that to carbohydrates. If you eat 100 grams of carbohydrates, you're going to damn well better believe that your insulin levels will increase. okay, and your glucagon levels will fall. So I hope you guys start to see the relationship between dietary fats, carbohydrates, and how they have effect on our hormone levels, right? And it's kind of sad because really we've been taught over 40, 50, 60 years to have a diet that's higher in carbohydrates, right? Like the Canada Food Guide is a perfect example, right? I think it states like 55 to 60% of your caloric intake should be from carbs, specifically grains and those types of things. Like, it does make me a little irritated and frustrated when I talk about these types of things, because if you take a look at the science, you will see that eating a diet that is that high in carbohydrates is going to cause some issues, especially when it comes to diseases within the body. Type 2 diabetes, I think it was Charlene, I think, that had mentioned, does keto cure or reduce the symptoms of type 2 diabetes? And it absolutely does. But with carbohydrates, if you're eating a large amount of carbohydrates throughout the years, you will develop insulin resistance. And that is one of the scariest things to have in your body, because if you're resistant to insulin, then you're going to get a whole host of other health concerns in your body. Okay, so insulin resistance is really one of those things that we really need to control. And unfortunately, I don't have the time to get into that particular topic on this webinar, but I just want to let you guys know that, again, carbohydrates cause insulin levels to rise. Dietary fats have no effect on insulin levels, and really, dietary fats are fuel that gets your body to switch into ketogenesis and begin the fat burning process. So if you want to start losing body fat quickly within the 2019 calendar year, we need to decrease carbohydrates and increase your dietary fats. The other wonderful thing about dietary fats is that they have a very amazing anti-inflammatory effect within the body. So decreasing carbs and increasing fats allows the body to reduce and eliminate inflammation in the body. So inflammation, really, when you look at the root cause of all diseases within the human body, it really boils down to inflammation, right? If you look at strokes, heart disease, if you look at high cholesterol levels, if you look at arteriosclerosis, the root cause is inflammation, right? And what causes inflammation? High levels of carbohydrates. And I'm not talking about eating a bowl of rice, but I'm talking about eating excess amount of carbohydrates day in and day out, year in and year out, right, for a long period of time, and this causes havoc in the body. I don't want you to fear carbohydrates. That's not my point here. I want you guys to be very aware of what carbohydrates are actually doing within your body, right? Because once you start to see the effects of carbs and what they actually are doing, you will start to automatically reduce the carbohydrates in your diet. You'll take a second look at that chocolate cake and say, you know what? I'm not eating that chocolate cake because I know what it's doing in my body, right? If you can understand that, then you're well on your way to losing the body fat forever. So eating a diet that's higher in fat will actually lower triglycerides in the body and reverse heart disease and high cholesterol levels. So this, again, is one of the myths, the huge myths about eating fat, is that it's going to raise cholesterol in the body. It's going to actually cause heart disease and high cholesterol and all these different diseases, but it's absolutely not true. Eating a diet that's higher in fat will actually lower triglycerides in the body. And triglycerides are actually one of those markers that doctors use to see if you are actually at risk for a heart disease or a heart attack, right? So eating a diet that's higher in fat will actually lower triglycerides. And I want to touch on cholesterol. I want to maybe save that for the end because I know that there's some people that have questions about cholesterol. So I may save that for the Q&A at the end, okay? So just if you have questions about cholesterol and keto, let's save it for the end because I think that's an important discussion. I don't want to blabber on too much about that here. And lastly, of course, fat equals energy. Fat has 9 calories per gram, making it more calorie dense than carbs and protein. So you can eat less food and have more energy, which is what we all really are striving for in our business, in our day-to-day lives. You can eat less, but then you can have more energy throughout the day. What a wonderful way to actually live, right? You don't need to eat every 2-3 hours like many people have suggested. Many other health professionals suggest, eat every 3 hours because you're going to stoke your metabolism. Who's heard of that one, right? I mean, man, that is a myth. To eat more, you do have a little bit of thermic effect of food. But again, that's a huge myth. You don't have to eat every 2-3 hours to lose body fat. So fats can absolutely heal the body of disease and improve lipolysis, which is essentially a fancy word for fat burning. So who here wants to lose body fat? Type yes, I do in the comments. Woo!
All right. This is called a check to make sure everybody's awake thing. So go ahead, you guys.
Exactly.
All right. Lori says, yep. Charmaine says yes with all caps. Chantel says, yes, I do. Yes, says Alan. Woohoo. Woohoo, says Cousin Aaron. Come on, you guys. There's over 50 people on the call. What are you here for? If you're not here to lose some fat, what are you here for? All right. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
Kirsten. All right. We're getting people finding where the question box is. Go ahead.
Awesome. Fire you guys up here. I know.
All right. Good stuff.
All right.
Yeah. Good
Fantastic. All right. So let's move on to secret number 5, guys. Follow the scientifically proven method of weight loss, which is no surprise. I've been talking about it now for the last 45 minutes. The ketogenic lifestyle. And remember, this is not a diet. This is a lifestyle that you're going to be undertaking, and you're going to be transitioning your body into a fat-burning machine. All right, so here's the biggest thing with the ketogenic lifestyle. There are so many benefits when it comes to going keto, quote unquote. And this on the slide here is only just a few. But of course, the first thing when people think about the ketogenic lifestyle is losing body fat. So it's obviously the biggest one, but improving mental clarity and cognitive functioning, right? So I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. I haven't taken a break. I haven't napped. I haven't slept. And this is probably hour number 16 or 17 that I'm up. I'm not tired. I'm still going. And I really attribute that to ketones in my bloodstream. The ketones give you amazing mental clarity and cognitive functioning throughout the day. So if you're somebody that gets tired at 2 o'clock or has an afternoon slump where you're like, oh, I just want to go to sleep, and you're like, sitting behind your computer and you're like nodding off, this is really going to help you. Talking about sleep, ketones actually improve your sleep cycles, and you may actually need less sleep, but you'll get deeper sleep, so more quality sleep. You won't maybe need not as much sleep. Maybe if you're 8 hours, you may only need 7 hours, but you'll have a deeper sleep because ketones help the brain relax, and you'll have less oxidative stress within the brain, and you'll feel better and get a deeper night's sleep. It will also reduce the symptoms and possibly eliminate diseases within the body. So again, a huge caveat here. I'm not saying that the keto is something that will eliminate diseases, but it could possibly reduce the symptoms of disease within the body. When we're looking at diseases, we're looking at things like type 2 diabetes, where keto has been shown to significantly improve insulin resistance and reduce the symptoms of type 2 diabetes. So that is one thing that I can attest to. I have clients that I've worked with that have type 2 diabetes that are now off their meds. So it is definitely for that type of disease, that's absolutely true. And having an abundant amount of energy, which I just touched on there. So for sure, the ketogenic lifestyle can give you the energy that you need to be at your best every single day, especially when it comes to business and helping others and selling more real estate, making more money, and all that kind of good stuff that we really want to accomplish in 2019. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my system and how it actually works, because I want you to realize that there's a certain way that we need to start getting into the ketogenic lifestyle. And we just don't want to, jump in full throttle. We want to start kind of easing into the lifestyle. So my 12-week system essentially has a 3-part system, or pillars, I call them. And pillar number 1, I'm going to talk about each of these here, but pillar number 1, it really goes on about reducing inflammation and hormone manipulation. So essentially what I talked about in the first 30, 45 minutes of this presentation, this is what's going to be happening in weeks 1, 2, 3 when you actually are in my program. We're actually going to be helping the body reduce the inflammation, increase hormones that actually release body fat for energy, and help stifle the hormone insulin that stores body fat. So again, the first 3 weeks, we're going to be working on these 2 things. All right, now pillar number 2 is called keto adaptation. This is where we're going to improve your ketone production. So when I talk about ketone production, your body can actually produce ketones at a very high level. And the higher the level is, the more you're into something called nutritional ketosis. All right, so not to give you guys some arbitrary number, but nutritional ketosis starts at 0.5 millimoles per liter of blood. And ideally, what we want to do is we want to drive down your glucose levels to around 4.0 millimoles per liter of blood. When this happens, you're going to be using more ketones than glucose, and your body is going to be quote-unquote keto adapted. I don't know if anybody's heard of that phrase before, but you're essentially going to be in nutritional ketosis, which means you're using your own body fat for energy. So this is happening between weeks 4 and 7. All right, so in this phase, you're going to be feeling amazing. You're going to have lots of energy. You're going to be seeing results. You're going to be losing inches. You're going to be losing the weight on the scale. You're going to feel fantastic. Pillar number 3, we're going to be doing some enhanced strategies for fat loss for faster results. So we're going to supercharge your energy by doing something called intermittent fasting. I don't know if you guys have heard of intermittent fasting or extended fasting. This is where we essentially, it's a cycle of eating where you are fasting for a certain amount of time during the day, and then you're having a eating window for getting all your calories in. So for most people, or for most people that are doing the intermittent fasting protocol, you will be fasting for 16 hours, and then in 8 hours remaining in the day, you're going to be taking in 2 or 3 meals. This is really going to help a few things. I'm not going to go into a huge thing about intermittent fasting, but it's really going to enhance hormone production, increase testosterone, growth hormone. It's going to do something called autophagy, which is recycling of cells. So there are a lot of huge benefits when it comes to intermittent fasting. So that's pillar number 3. That is supercharging your energy levels and making sure that you're really losing the body fat through the last 4 weeks. So those are the 3 pillars of my program. That's what you guys are going to be going through as you go through the 12-week Keto Body Transformation System. So I want to talk about the what's involved within the system, because within this, in my system, I have 5 specific steps that every client, every person that gets into this, into my program goes through. So the first thing you're going to be receiving is personalized ketogenic meal plans. So this is a big thing for me here. I don't just give templated meal plans, right? Because I don't want to, like, for example, Susie's meal plan should be different than Mark's meal plan, right? So they have to be personalized to your lifestyle and to your food tastes. So you will be getting personalized ketogenic meal plans within the system. All right, the second thing that you're going to be getting is education to back up those meal plans. Because here's the thing, I want you guys to understand why you're eating the way you're eating, right? Because if you don't understand the why, if you don't understand, like, why am I eating, like, higher fat meals here, you're more than likely going to just give up, right? You're more than likely just going to be like, okay, well, I'll do this for a few weeks and this isn't for me, right? The biggest thing for me is education. So you're going to be getting access to a membership site where I have recorded 40 videos about the ketogenic lifestyle. So I guess your goal would be to watch there's 3 videos a week, and they educate you about the ketogenic lifestyle and the correct way to lose body fat. And each week builds upon each other. So each week will have a different component, which is a very important component that essentially builds upon the component of last week. All right, if that makes sense. The third thing that you're going to be getting is accountability, coaching, and support. All right, again, a very important piece, because I don't want to give you a meal plan and say, here you go, Mark, or here you go, Susie, here's your meal plan. I'll talk to you in 3 weeks. Good luck, right? That's not how my system works. I really believe in daily contact with my clients. I have a weekly group coaching call similar to this, actually on Zoom. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Zoom, but we have a weekly coaching call Wednesdays that I get on there with my clients, and we have a good time, much like this. I coach them on some of the issues that they're having, or I coach them on specific topic around the ketogenic lifestyle and give them lots of support as well. I also have a communications platform, which is housed on Facebook, so a Facebook chat, and also a Facebook private client page that you will belong to. So you'll belong to our ketogenic community. Belonging to a community is very important, okay, because it really is the lifeblood of the system, right? Community is a way where we can connect with others that have the same goals and the same aspirations as we do. So we feel we belong together. And that is what really drives the system forward is our clients, our amazing clients. Last but not least, you're going to receive daily keto coaching support. So I do this full time, as you know. So if you guys send me a message via Facebook chat, I'll try to answer it as best as I can right away. I'm going to give you the daily support that you guys need so that you stay on track and that you're not lost and you keep on target. So that's what you guys are going to be getting in the transformational system. Again, let's just go over quickly what you will receive. Personalized meal plans, 6 personalized meal plans you're going to be getting throughout the 12 weeks. They're customized to your lifestyle. They're based on your caloric needs, and not a one-size-fits-all meal plan. You're going to get keto education because, again, like I said, I want you to understand why you're eating a high-fat, low-carbohydrate lifestyle. And each week builds upon the last to help push you deeper into nutritional ketosis. And I have a specific step-by-step ketogenic methodology that I follow with my clients that gets them the results they're looking for. Accountability, support, and coaching. Again, I just touched on that. A very, very important piece of the puzzle right here, because you need the accountability to keep you pushing forward. You need the support, and we need to have the group coaching calls to keep you on track week in and week out, because losing body fat can be frustrating. And the last thing that I want you to do is be frustrated. I want you guys to have an easy time with this. And losing body fat is easy. It is easy. You just have to know the steps and implement the steps. And then last but not least, the ketogenic community, again, is the lifeblood of the system. You'll be surrounded with individuals who are just as committed to winning at weight loss as you are. You're going to get the continual support from those who have been there. So that's the biggest thing. When somebody finishes 12 weeks, they're going to like coach you. They're going to be like, hey, like Susie, hey, Mark, like you got this. You can do it. Like, I know you're on week 8 and it's tough when you're transitioning to intermittent fasting, but you got this. I did it. You can do it too, kind of thing, right? This is what's really important when it comes to our community, is the support that you're going to get. Daily support and coaching from myself to help you, do the victories, to help you celebrate victories, to assist in any of the food switches that you may need, to give you the encouragement and the support that you need, and give coaching and support on a daily basis. So that is the system in a nutshell, guys. And I just wanted to go through a few testimonials here because, again, I think it's really important to show that there is success in the ketogenic lifestyle. This is my good friend David. Me and David go back in 2017. I was doing a talk for the Construction Association, and I talked to David about going keto, and essentially he did. It was a very amazing thing for him. He turned his life around. He had some, in the testimonial there, it says that he had some personal issues that he was dealing with, but I was able to coach him through that, and after 6 months, he lost 25 pounds with my help. So he feels amazing, and actually he completed the program, and actually now he's back for the second time. So if you guys actually are coming back to or if you guys are registering for the program, David is in there, and you can actually say hi to David and say that I mentioned him on this presentation. So Gary, another amazing client. Gary is actually in the States. He is actually in Iowa, I believe. And he was one of those, a client actually that I was in touch with through a keto group, a Facebook group that was founded through exogenous ketones. If you guys are familiar with like Prove It or keto supplementation, he was actually just very frustrated because he wasn't getting the results he wanted. And he was taking the exogenous ketones. So he was actually taking supplements that touted that you could burn body fat by taking supplements. So I took Gary under my wing and taught him all about the ketogenic lifestyle, and he lost inches and weight, and he truly turned his life around. He no longer uses the supplements. I think there is a time and a place for the exogenous ketones. I don't know if you guys have heard of any of these type of supplements. There is a time and place for this, but really my whole thing is really get your body using your own body fat without supplements. That's the biggest thing right now. Get your body into nutritional ketosis first, and then we can talk about maybe supplementing with some outside ketones. And Helen, my friend Helen, who has actually just started the program, she's actually in week number 4. She has an amazing story. She actually has a few diseases in her body. I'm going to just share them with her. She has, with you guys. She has lupus and as well as Lyme's disease. And we connected about 4 weeks ago. and she was complaining that she's had really achy joints, no energy. It's really tough for her to do workouts. And within 4 weeks, she has one of the biggest turnarounds that I've ever seen with one of my clients. In fact, actually, I wish I could show you the picture, but she actually texted me her glucose and ketone levels this afternoon. And it is unbelievable. Her glucose levels were down to 3.7, and her ketone levels were up to 3.4 millimoles per liter of blood. Now, I know those numbers, they may not mean much to any of you guys on the call tonight, but I was just blown away, and it was just one of those things where it's like, wow, like this works. And she's so excited, so happy. You can just tell by her testimonial that, you know, she loves the program, she loves the keto lifestyle, and it's just, you know, this will work for anybody. It's just you got to commit and put the work in. And, you know, she's a huge testament to the keto lifestyle and how you can really help your body reduce the symptoms of disease. Right? If you're suffering with disease in the body, the keto lifestyle is definitely something that you can use to help heal your body. All right, let's talk about our bonus secret here. Invest in your health and wellness. All right, so here's the thing when it comes to investing in yourself, in your health and wellness. You're going to really fast track your fat loss because it gives you 3 things. One, first and foremost, it gives you the proven health strategies that actually work. Right, here's the thing. Dave alluded to this at the beginning of the call. You know, he did not invest in his health, and it's been a struggle for him. Right, he's been struggling for 10, 15 plus years with his health. But the investment is worth it because you get proven health strategies that actually work. So I've been there, done that, and you can see the clients that I've worked with, they're getting the health results that they want. Right? You're going to get the support and coaching that you actually need and when you need it. And it gives you faster and better results. So I think that saying, if you want success, follow somebody that is successful, right? That is so true when it comes to investing in your health. You have to invest in somebody that has done that and has been there and has had the education and the experience to help you get where you want to go, right? So for myself even, okay, so I can talk about this for myself. I invested into a business building program that was a lot of money because I want to have success with my business, right? I invested $6,000 into a program, into a business building program that taught me how to build an online business, right? And that's what I'm asking you guys to do. Not $6,000, but I'm asking you to, if you're serious about this, to invest in your health because you're going to get the results that you truly deserve. So let's quickly recap here about the 5 keto body transformation system. I want to make sure that we're on time. Dave, how are we doing for time here?
Yeah, we're doing okay, but let's get her going. We got a lot of questions that are coming in.
Okay, so we'll quickly run through this. I'm not going to really take a lot more time on each slide. I'm going to just run through each slide now so that we can get to the question and answer period. So first and foremost, stop cutting calories, okay? Lower insulin levels, increase the fat-burning hormone glucagon, eat more fat, and follow the keto lifestyle. That's, in a nutshell, the 5-step keto body transformation system. Now, you really have a choice, guys. It really boils down to a choice. Option number 1, you can stick to what you've been doing in 2018 and see minimal weight loss results and not much improvement in your health. Or option number 2, you can invest in yourself so you can finally create the body and health that you feel proud of with no dieting or starving yourself of real whole foods. Okay, so your commitment plus my systems and coaching equals proven success. All right, commit to the process, use my systems, have me as a coach, and you will succeed. So let's talk about my system. Introducing the 5-step keto body transformation system. So the goal of the system is to help you lose 20 to 40 pounds in 3 months using the ketogenic protocol that I've developed and have gotten success with. So here's what you're going to get with the system: 6 personalized meal plans throughout the 12 weeks, education to back up those meal plans, weekly coaching calls to keep you on track, support and accountability to overcome obstacles. And you're going to enter into a community of like-minded individuals. So you're surrounded with people that are in the same wavelength as you are. So you're going to be able to create the body and health that you are truly proud of. So you're going to get some amazing value when it comes to the Keto Body Transformation System. You're going to get a lifetime access to our educational videos. So all the videos that I've created, you're going to get a lifetime access. So you can watch them beyond the 12 weeks. And I've taken a lot of time and a lot of effort to create these videos. Okay, so that's a value of $3,995. Okay, and there's so much value within this educational series that I really, really encourage all my clients to watch every single video. You're going to get weekly group coaching calls. So even after the 12 weeks, you will be able to jump on our weekly group coaching calls and still get coaching. All right, and last but not least, you'll get access to our Keto Online Weight Loss Support Group for clients only, and you will belong to that Facebook group for the rest of your life. As long as you want to be part of that Facebook group, you will have the support you need. Okay, so the investment. Let's talk about the investment. That's the big question here, the big $1 million question. Drum roll, please. So access to the Keto Body Transformation System. So I regularly have priced this program at $2,000 Canadian, but I want to work with action takers. I want to work with people that are committed, just like people that are on this call. So what me and Dave have discussed is, because you guys are amazing and you guys are part of his real estate business series, that we are going to discount this. We're going to give you guys a deep discount of $1,000, and it's only going to, the investment is only going to be $997 Canadian. So it really is an amazing, amazing investment, and you're really going to have that body transformation that you want, and you're going to have that discount of $1,000 right there, right off the bucket. So I'm just going to quickly recap what you're going to get. 6 personalized meal plans throughout the 12 weeks. You're going to get the education to back up those meal plans, weekly coaching calls, keep you on track, support and accountability to overcome those obstacles. You're going to enter into that community. The total value of this program is $15,990 Canadian, but your investment is only $997. So guys, this is a fantastic opportunity for you, because listen, all this value, 15 grand, you're only going to be paying less than $1,000 for it. Like, listen, that is, like, if you break it down, that's probably like $12 a day, right? You're essentially going to be paying $12 a day to transform your body. Let's just put it that way, right? So my question to you, are you ready to finally make 2019 the year that you achieve your health and wellness that you truly deserve? Are you ready? Who's ready here in the chat box? Type yes, type I'm ready in the chat box if you're ready to go this 2019 to lose the weight.
You got some yeses coming in. I know I'm sure ready to go. That's for sure, my friend.
Awesome, awesome, good stuff. All right, cool. Now, before we end this webinar, I have a very special bonus announcement, and I think I'm super excited about this, and I'm gonna be like super hyper right now about this, because I'm really excited about this special bonus announcement. Introducing the 5K Keto Body Challenge. 5K does not mean 5 kilometers. It means $5,000. We're going to be giving away $5,000. So just by losing weight, you can win money. You can win $5,000 just for transforming your body. Yes, I'm super excited to give one of you guys a possibility of winning $5,000 just for transforming your body. The winner is going to be determined by the best overall before and after photos, which is 30% of the score, overall weight in inches lost in 3 months, which is 40% of the score, and video success story, which is going to be 30% of the score. There's going to be a non-biased judge, so not myself. There's going to be another judge who's going to be judging the winners. And one of you guys, one of my lucky clients, is going to go through this 12 weeks, is going to be awarded $5,000. In 3 months, you could be $5,000 richer and have completed an amazing body transformation. How does that sound? Woo! Dave, are you excited?
I'm excited. I don't think I get to participate in winning the $5 grand. I don't think that would be fair, but I am.
Right.
I'm excited for whoever's going to win that. That's for sure.
That's awesome. Fantastic. So let's talk about the enrollment, how this really works, guys. So enrollment in the Keto Body Transformation System, really, honestly, I'm looking for people that are action takers, that are wanting to take action right away. So the expiry date, or the end date for our fast action taker bonus is, or our fast action taker special, is January the 13th. Okay, so that $997 after January 13th, the price will go back up to $2,000 and won't be able to honor that anymore. So before January 13th, we need to make that yes decision and get you enrolled in the Keto Body Transformation System. All right, so the 5K Keto Body Challenge starts January the 14th. All right, so you have about approximately a week to make that decision. I really would like you guys to make that decision as soon as possible, because here's the thing. When you make that decision, I need to have a conversation with you. We have to do a nutritional strategy call. We've got to do and get you into the program, and you guys got to start the introductory phase. So we need to get you into that program right away. So when you guys are ready, you have to book a call with me. So here's how it works. We have to book a body breakthrough call with me. And Dave has the link here that he's going to put in the chat box. This is your opportunity to book your call with me tonight. And you can do this tonight up until the 13th, and then this link will be taken away. So please, if you are interested, book that call right away. Dave, are you putting that up on the chat room there, or the chat box?
I have. I put that in the chat box there, you guys.
Awesome.
You might have to copy and paste that into your web browser to make it work, but there you go. Yeah, it's up in there.
Yep. Fantastic. All right, fantastic. So again, we're booking calls from January 4th to January 13th. Again, lose up to 40 pounds. That's the goal. If you guys have 40 or more pounds to lose, this is perfect for you. Even if you have less than 40 pounds, this is perfect for you as well. By April 7th, you could lose 40 pounds and get the chance to win $5,000, 5K. All right, so again, just a reminder, book your call with that link. And I think that is pretty much it for me. We may open it up for questions and answers. I want to leave you guys with a very special quote from my dear mentor, Tony Robbins. I've never met him in person, but my goal in the next couple of years is to meet him in person. It is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. It is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. So that's a really good one to end this webinar. So Dave, that's all for me, but I'm going to open it up for questions and answers. If everybody has any questions about keto or anything I talked about, I'm all ears.
Let's pop open your video again, buddy, so everybody can look you in the eye. I'll open my video as well. So good job. Everybody, you didn't know this. I didn't let you know this ahead of time. This is actually Trevor's very first webinar. So a round of applause for doing a hell of a good job for your very first webinar ever, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good on you. So this is not something that Trevor's doing all the time. This is his first kick at the can. I think he did a hell of a good job at it. We got lots of questions. I did figure out the way to put in the clickable link in the chat box. So click on the last link that I put in there. And basically, guys, yeah, so this is a 12-week program that I am paying for, and I am joining, and I am doing myself. So I'm not going to ride along for free. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. You know what really, and we got a bunch of questions that come in. I'm going to ask everybody's questions to Trevor. So if you got any questions, type them in the question box. But just again, if you're like me and you've done a whole bunch of stuff to try and lose weight, you've been the Lone Ranger. It's worked sometimes. It hasn't worked long term. You're not where you want to be, whether it comes to your weight and your health and your fitness. I really think now's the time to step up and get help, right? I mean, all the different components that Trevor talked about in the program, what really excites me, what really motivates me, what really makes me think that this is what's going to work for me is the coaching and the accountability and the community. That's what's missing when you try to do it on your own. Sure, I mean, you can Google this stuff. You can go to the library. You can get books. You can read up on it. You can do all that stuff. There's a plethora of information out there. What you're missing, what I'm missing, what I've been missing is the coaching, the support, the accountability, the community. That's what's been missing. Plus, Trevor knows what the hell he's talking about, and personalized meal plans, all that stuff, right? I mean, that's what really counts. So if you're into transforming yourself, if you're into trying something that's been proven, something that works, join me and whoever else is going to be joining along for the ride. There's already a bunch of people that Trevor's enrolled in this 5K challenge. Nice thing is, I think the stats are going to be pretty good, but it's not like there's thousands of people participating in this. It's going to be a fairly small group, chances are. So we're probably looking at 20, 25 people all together going through this process makes a nice little community. And if you're serious about this, you've got a pretty good odds at that $5,000 prize, which is very, very exciting. So thanks for doing that, Trevor.
Yeah, no problem.
So let's take a look at what the questions are, and we'll go through those. And I've got a whole bunch of questions that I came up with and that Trevor came up with. So we'll go through those as well. So, So Kirsten says, are there any age restrictions for somebody? So for example, can my daughter do this program? She's 16 years old.
Well, first and foremost, when it comes to children, definitely, I mean, they will have benefits when it comes to the ketogenic lifestyle. I mean, their bodies are exactly similar as adults. The one thing that I would definitely want you to do would be to just consult your medical professional, like your doctor, just to, say, hey, like I'm thinking of, going to do this ketogenic lifestyle. I'm wanting to put my daughter on this. She's 16, and just kind of get the okay from your medical professional. Now, here's the thing, Kristen. Some medical professionals, like some doctors, are scared of keto because they do not know exactly what keto can do for the body. Many of the doctors equate keto to ketoacidosis, which is what type 1 diabetics will experience if they try the ketogenic lifestyle. They will, essentially what will happen with a type 1 diabetic is they'll increase ketone levels so high that their body will go into shock, essentially diabetic coma, because their glucose levels and ketone levels are elevated at the same time. But it's very safe for a 16-year-old, sorry. So I would definitely highly recommend it for sure. But to be on the safe side, we definitely recommend just going to see your family doctor and just getting the A-OK there.
Okay, so it could be dangerous if you are a type 1 diabetic. Get the okay from your doctor. Be aware that your doctor may not be familiar with the ketogenic diet. So what happens if a person who could do this program asks their doctor and their doctor says, no way, don't do it? And then what should they do?
And I've read, yeah, and that's a great question. Of course, there's going to be some doctors that say, I don't believe in that, and that's not good for you, kind of thing. Again, it's just misinformation. So there's two options you could do. You could go against your doctor's wishes and consult a health professional like myself, and we could work together to really make some changes. And then you can go back to your doctor and, for example, you can get your blood work done, and you can tell the doctor, look, my blood work is 10 times better than it was before, and I'm on the ketogenic lifestyle. So essentially, you could prove your doctor wrong by going through the ketogenic lifestyle. And I've run into this with other clients as well, that their doctors don't do that, that's going to hurt you. And then we've actually run, me and the client have run through the program, the 12-week program. They've done their blood profile again with their doctor, and they said, hey, listen, look at this. My triglycerides are so low, right? My HDLs are so high. I feel great, right? This works. So that could be an option as well.
All right. And again, this is part of the reason why it's so important, why we didn't just put up a link that says, hey, give Trevor $997. This is why you need to book a call with Trevor first, have a conversation with him, make sure that this is a good fit for you, make sure that you get all of your questions answered, make sure that you're a good fit for the program as well, and then move forward. So that's what I love about Trevor's process. It's a not so much an application process, but a call to make sure that this is a good fit for everybody. All right. So we want to make sure that this is the right thing for you first before you jump in. All right. Lots of questions. Good. Keep them coming in, you guys. Good ones here. Charmaine says, I know people who have lost weight quickly and then had gallstones. Does this happen with the keto lifestyle as well?
Yeah, so with the gallstone issue, so this is where your body is producing. So let me back up first before I answer that question. So in order to break down fat, what happens is your gallbladder has to release bile from the gallbladder. And when you eat a higher fat diet, your gallbladder may not be used to secreting that much amount of bile to break down that body fat. So what I suggest, if you are someone who may be developing gallstones, is to do a gallstone flush or a gallbladder flush, so you can clear out any of the stuck bile in your gallbladder, so you're just more efficient at breaking down fats. But ketogenic diet doesn't necessarily cause gallstones. It's just a fact that your gallbladder is a little bit inefficient at breaking down the fats. So when we enter into a program like this, we really want to make sure that if you have issues breaking down fat, we start at a lower level. So instead of 70% of your calories coming from fat, maybe we start at 60%. So we get your body used to it, and then we can up it from there, right? So again, that's why it's really important to have a nutritional strategy call. So we can talk about this and I can figure this out and see what the starting point is for you. So I think, Charmaine, I think was the person that answered the question, Dave?
Yep. We got lots of questions, so we got to get the answers going a little fast, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Peter's got a good question. How do you get around the bad odor caused by ketosis? Good question.
Great question. Yeah, that's absolutely a good question. So the bad odor, that comes from the breath. That's actually acetone. So when you enter into ketogenic state for the first couple of weeks, you will have that sort of bad breath or maybe smelly urine. Essentially what is happening is your body is releasing waste product. It's actually reducing or eliminating ketones from the body via breath and via urine. And now that will actually go away in the next few weeks or in the 2 or 3 weeks because your body will become more efficient at using ketones for energy. And you won't have that bad breath and you won't have that smelly urine. And that's where you know like you actually are in nutritional ketosis.
Can you chew gum in the meantime?
Yeah, sugar-free gum.
There you go. Sugar-free gum, brush regularly, gargle. All right, and know that it's a good thing that you got the bad breath. Another similar question here. Charmaine says, does this work for every age group? You talked about teenagers. What about for elderly people? So there's a couple that are kind of related to this. And one other question that came up about that was, sorry. Yeah, will a keto lifestyle balance out the progesterone, testosterone challenges that older people have? So let's talk a little bit about keto with older people as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So can keto work for elderly people? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Actually, I worked with an 80-year-old female last year. So and she had wonderful results and had great ketone levels and lowered her glucose. Felt better, had better movement patterns, and just felt better overall. So absolutely, yes, 100%. It can definitely work for elderly people, absolutely. The second question is in regards to hormones, and I would say yes. Fat, when you're increasing your dietary fats, you're actually going to increase testosterone in the body, which is going to have a wonderful lowering effect on estrogen and other types of female-dominant hormones. So yes, it definitely plays a very positive role in other types of hormones like progesterone, estrogen, testosterone, and growth hormone.
Excellent, very good. Okay. Mark has a good question. Is this suitable for someone who no longer has a gallbladder? So if you had your gallbladder removed, is that going to be a problem?
It's not an issue, but you may want to adjust your fat intake. So the liver will actually be producing your bile, and it will. So what happens when you have a gallbladder? The liver produces the bile. It's stored in the pancreas, and then as you eat fat, the pancreas squeezes and contracts to get the bile out. If you have your gallbladder removed, your liver is going to take care of 100% of the processes, but you may need to reduce fats. Now that doesn't mean that you're not going to get the results. You just have to be sort of conscientious about how much fat you're having per day, and you may need some additional support, some additional enzymes that help you break down the fats faster. So you may need to supplement with a little bit of supplements that break down your fats faster.
Well, again, this just goes to show why the personalized dietary plans that you offer, Trevor, can be so valuable for people that have specific challenges. This is why it goes right back to you saying this is not a one-size-fits-all thing. This is why you don't just want to buy a book and follow the recipes, especially if you have some specific challenges. So
yes,
again, highly recommend you guys book a call with Trevor, have a chat with him, see if this makes sense for you, and then move ahead from that. All right. Cousin Aaron asks, are any complex carbs beneficial? Complex carbs, are any of them beneficial?
It's a great question, and I really could speak on that saying, yes. I mean, at the beginning of or in the presentation, I wanted to emphasize how, carbohydrates can be very detrimental to our body, but yes, there are good carbs, and carbs, do serve a purpose within the body. So again, I mean, Are carbs inherently bad overall? No. I mean, you definitely can have a bowl of oatmeal and you're not going to die, or you're not going to, spike your blood sugar levels like crazy. But what I really wanted to get through to you guys is you want to make sure that you know the risks when you're eating a lot of carbohydrates. You want to know exactly what happens. So there are benefits when it comes to carbs. Maybe in athletic performances, maybe in running, in strenuous activity, maybe you want to have some carbohydrates so you have some extra energy, those types of things.
Again, that gets back to the personalized dietary plans too, right?
Yeah.
All right, very good. Does it help with sleep apnea, the keto lifestyle?
Well, absolutely, because sleep apnea is like when your airways are constricted because you have too much weight in your chin, and it constricts your airflow, and then of course you're waking up every 20, 30 seconds or whatever it is. So by obviously getting on the ketogenic lifestyle, losing the body fat or using the body fat for energy, you're going to be reducing your overall body fat, and that will actually help relieve or unconstrict your airways, and then you're going to be breathing better at nighttime and not obviously waking up every 20, 30 seconds.
Okay, good. Some smart Alex says, Dave, are you going to match the 5 grand that Trevor's doing? No. No, but I'm going to give you one more chance because I'm going to participate full out, but I'm going to opt out of being in the running for the 5 grand. So you got one more chance of winning. Does that make sense? All right. Let's see here. Charmaine's got a good point here. 997 divided by 365 days, 273 a day, less than a cup of coffee, which I don't drink, plus the opportunity to win 5 grand. Exactly. Goodness.
I love your math.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So Lauren's got a good question. Are the fats from things like avocado and walnuts better than fats from bacon and beef fat? So can you talk just briefly, Trevor, because I know you know your stuff, but basically just, big broad strokes, saturated versus unsaturated fats. We hear that we're not supposed to eat saturated fats, trans fats, that kind of stuff. Without getting into too much detail, what's your take on that?
I love that you asked that question, and it's a really good question, really important question. The ketogenic diet is not the bacon and butter diet, right? So there's different types of fats that affect our body differently. So we do not want to have bacon and more bacon every single day. We want to make sure we're having those very healthy fats. Now, there is a place for saturated fats for sure, absolutely. Like, for example, coconut oil is extremely high in saturated fats. This is one of the healthiest fats that you can eat. And definitely with saturated fats, they actually make saturated fats actually allow the body to produce more cholesterol. And now, this is where cholesterol becomes very important, because cholesterol actually can heal our bodies. High cholesterol is not a bad thing, right? So I don't want to really, I know we're running out of time. I don't want to really get into all of this thing, but cholesterol is actually something that your body needs. And in order to make good amounts of cholesterol, you need to eat saturated fats, right? So, and cholesterol actually helps heal the arteries, reduce inflammation. So just to sort of briefly summarize, you need to make sure you're eating the right types of fats, not bacon all the time. You want to make sure that you're having unsaturated fats and saturated fats, polyunsaturated fats, essential fatty acids. You want to have a whole spectrum of fats within your diet, not just like bacon. That's going to be very toxic. If you just eat bacon all day long for 5 days a week, you're going to get sick. It's not good for the body.
Good. All right. Cousin Aaron asks, are there any projected cheat days in the plan and lifestyle? And again, I understand where Aaron's coming from, because both he and I have tried Tim Ferriss's 4-hour body routine, which is all about the slow carb, what he calls a slow carb diet, which is behaving yourself and following the plan 6 days a week, and then going crazy and pigging out on whatever the hell you want, basically 1 day a week, in order to kind of get some steam off, sort of things. What if anything, or how, if any way, does that fit into this program?
It's a great question. So ideally, no cheat days for the first 2 months, like 1 to 2 months. Now, here's the thing. Here's my reasoning on that. The biggest thing, what we need to do is we need to get your body into nutritional ketosis, right? And what that means is your body's producing ketones at a very high level. Essentially, you're burning body fat. But when we cheat, let's say we cheat every Sunday, it's going to take your body 3 or 4 days to get back into ketosis. right? So you're really good all week, and then on Saturday night you're like, pigging out on ice cream or whatever it is. Then it's going to take you Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, probably Wednesday to get back into ketosis, and then you're only in that lifestyle again, and you're only in ketosis for like maybe 2 or 3 more days, and then you have another cheat meal. So it doesn't really make sense to have that weekly cheat meal. You want to make sure that you're getting your body into nutritional ketosis, staying there for at least a good month or two, and then what we can do is we can implement a treat day that is more higher in carbs, that's not going to kick you out of ketosis as quickly, and you'll have developed the metabolic flexibility to jump back into ketosis faster, right? So the longer you're in ketosis, the more metabolic flexibility your body has, so you can bounce back and forth between glycolysis and ketogenesis, right? So ideally, no cheat days for the first couple of months, but then we can start building in maybe some treat days and then work from there.
So if I'm reading because I'm very interested in that as well, what I'm kind of hearing is, you know what, I should try and do this whole 12-week program, stick to the plan for the 12 weeks. Then after that, there's a little bit more flexibility because we've first of all accomplished probably our goal or quite a ways towards it. Our bodies become more resilient. We can get in and out of ketosis faster, and you can show us answer this question then. So we got this 12-week plan. Then after that, is there a maintenance, ongoing kind of a plan for keeping the weight off? That's a big part of it, right? Not just losing.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I mean, ideally, like, you still want to be keto after you've achieved your weight loss goals. I mean, you don't want to like go back to eating like a higher carb diet, because what's that going to do is going to reintroduce lots of high insulin levels, and there's a possibility of gaining weight. Now, that's not to say that you have to be 100% keto. There's different sort of gray areas of keto. There's dirty keto. There's like cyclical keto. So there's kind of like the gray areas of keto where you're really good for 5 days, and then on Saturday, Sunday you're like having carbs, and you cycle back to keto for Monday through Friday. So there's that maintenance phase is basically that. It's the cyclical ketogenic lifestyle where you're kind of cycling your carbs throughout the or your high fat, low carb on the weekday, and then your high carb on the weekend.
Okay. All right. Good. So Kaz, if I'm hearing this right, stick to it for the 12 weeks, and then after that, cheat days or modified version of cheat days are definitely a possibility. Awesome.
So absolutely within degree, of course. Yeah.
Within reason. Yeah. Detailed question here. What glucose meter do you recommend?
I wish I had it here to show you guys, but if you want to take this down, write this down. It's Freestyle Precision Neo. It's a dual meter reader. I recommend all my clients get it. It's just like in a bright yellow box, and it can measure glucose and ketones. So you can get the strips for both, and you can measure ketones and glucose on one machine, which is really handy. Freestyle Precision Neo. Neo.
All right, we're going to wrap things up here pretty quick, you guys. I appreciate you being on the call. There are a bunch. I mean, we didn't even get to any of the questions that we came up with and that I came up with, Trevor. So let's do this. We'll send those out in a Q&A. I just want to respect everybody's time. We've gone a little bit over time here. Otherwise, you guys, if you have any other questions, please go ahead and email them or put them in now. Victoria's got a question about an option for just the customized meal plan. Victoria, book a call with Trevor, talk with him one-on-one about that. Charmaine asked the question, is this being a health improvement item, is the registration fee income tax deductible? Charmaine, ask your accountant. I don't know if you can.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. Trevor doesn't know. Ask your accountant if you can figure out a way to make that happen. It could be an educational expense, I guess. I don't know, but I'm not. Don't get me in trouble with Revenue Canada.
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly.
Trevor, great job again, my friend, especially for your very first webinar. Everybody, thank you for being on the call. If you are curious about this, if you're interested in this, go ahead, book the call with Trevor. That doesn't cost anything. Ask your questions, make sure that this is a good fit for you, and then jump in. Join us. I mean, I'm going to be on this. I'm going to be out there loud and proud, not being shy about being part of this program. That's why I promoted this webinar, got Trevor doing his very first webinar ever. I want to give you the same opportunity that I'm going to be taking to actually get serious about losing weight, getting in shape, and staying that way finally. I think this is a great way to do it. And it gets me the accountability, the coaching, the support, the community that I haven't had before. And personally, I think that, that makes all the difference in everything else, right? So I've done this in business things. I've done this with real estate stuff. I preach this about, financial development stuff. It's got to work the same way with health and wellness. It just makes sense. That's where the whole coaching and support industry came from in the first place. So that's what I'm going to be doing. If you're up for the ride, if you're into it, if you want the camaraderie of being around a group of like-minded people that are supporting each other and going through this journey together, go ahead, book a call with Trevor, join us, and look forward to seeing you on January the 14th. And let's get this thing going and see who wins that $5,000. That's exciting stuff.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, Dave. Really appreciate it. Thanks for everybody for staying on. And I wish you guys a fit and blessed day, and I'll talk to you guys on the call.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.